Hey, fabulous people. Happy Friday. It is Facebook Live Friday. I haven't done one of these in a while, although I did one this morning, but I was not in charge, so it didn't feel like I was doing it. So I am hoping that the technology gods are smiling and the Facebook Live gods are smiling, and that I don't lose my internet connection or I don't drop my computer or whatever. So I'm having positive thoughts about getting this handled. So thanks for joining me today. I love Fridays. I don't know about you, but Fridays are one of my favorite days for CEO Thank. I've posted on this before, but I use Friday mornings typically to take a look at how the last week or month has been, how we've been performing, what's coming up, what I want to be doing. I look at my KPIs to see, again, how I'm doing versus plan versus actual. I do thinking on Friday mornings. I tend not to spend any time on phones or in email or with social media, so I'm really just focused on that. So that's CEO time, and that's Friday mornings. If you know me, you know I talk about this a lot. I think I'll just get started. Yeah, so again, Fridays are going to become Facebook Live days for me. I may not be here every Friday, but I've got a lot of information to share, and I think Fridays are a nice time for sharing that with you, getting you into your own CEO time so you can think about what it is that you want to be doing. So I'm going to talk today about the four Ds of productivity, and this is how to manage your Facebook how to manage your to-do list. So I don't know about you, but if I have a to-do list that's out of control, it just sucks energy from me. And I feel out of control. I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything because I'm overwhelmed by the tasks at hand. It's very, it's just a negative thing in my life. So I've developed a process that has helped me get that under control, and I just wanted to share that with you today. And so I'm calling this the 4 Ds of productivity, and I'll tell you why the 4 Ds in a minute. But the first place that I start, this sounds counterintuitive, but the first place that I start is with doing a brain dump, what I call a brain dump. So all of the things that keep you up at night, you know, you're remembering things at 4 o'clock in the morning and you don't know what to do with them. You just stare at the ceiling and you worry. Or the 53 Post-its that are sitting on your desk, collect all those, and any random list thoughts. You want to do a complete brain dump so that you are not holding back any of the things that you're trying to remember, right? You want to get all of this on a piece of paper in front of you. Again, this is the most cathartic thing you could possibly be doing. It frees up your brain and it helps you get to the next stage, which is organizing it. So when I say do a brain dump, I also mean we need milk. We have to get to, I need postage stamps. I mean, anything either in your personal or your professional life that is keeping you up at night, getting it out of your brain and put it on paper. That is so helpful. What you will do then is to make 2 lists. One is personal, one is professional and business. And I'm going to talk about the business one today, but you can apply these techniques and tactics to the personal as well. But really the benefit of doing that brain dump is just getting it all out of your head so you're not staring at the ceiling at 4 a.m., which is something I used to do a lot, which creates a lot of anxiety. So let's see if we can get rid of that. And again, don't self-edit. Anything that you can think of that is on your list or in your mind or posted in your purse, put it on this list. So that's the first place to start, and your list will be ginormous, and that's fine. Let's just start tackling that list. So the 4 Ds themselves are, and I'm just looking at notes here, do, delegate, delete, or delay. So let's take them one by one. And I want you to be brutal when you're going through your list, and I want you to go through every single item on that list. Again, now we've got a personal list and a business list. So let's you and I today talk about the business list. So let's get going. To do. So this is, if a task arrives on your desk that only you can do, and is absolutely crucial to your business, do it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about the fact that you're going to do it later this afternoon. If it is crucial, get it done. If it's a multi-part project, get into your project management tool, whatever you use. I use Asana, whether you use Asana or what's another one? Basecamp or Trello. Even if you just use an Excel spreadsheet to keep yourself organized, set up the steps that have to happen in that big project, but start doing them and assign dates. But the do's are yours to do, and you want to either do them, like answer an email or do something quick, or set up a system by which you can start knocking off those tasks within that. So that's the do. And again, be brutal when you look at this list. What do you have to do? And that's the first D, the do. The second one is delegate. And I don't think we think about this enough. When you're looking at that to-do list, how many of those things could you actually delegate to someone else? And you may tell me you don't have a team, but I want you to start thinking about who in your life right now could you delegate things to. So if there are things like getting more printing paper or getting more ink for the printer, or doing something that is administrative that maybe one of your family members could help you with, do that. Do that. Be brave about getting stuff off of your desk that you don't have to do. Delegating, it might be that you do have team members. You might have contractors. You might have people that are coming to your business every now and again that aren't really a team member, but there's someone who can be giving you support. Or maybe there's someone you want to bring in on a very specific project basis. So again, that goes back to that task that you have to do, that only you have to do. Maybe you want to bring someone to help you in with that and delegate pieces, tasks within that project to someone else. So again, we're going through that ginormous list, and you're doing first, and then you are allocating that step to a project management tool of some kind. If you don't have a project management tool, call me, talk to me, and let's talk about how important that is. Because if you're going to be a very productive entrepreneur, you need some way of managing yourself. So that's the do. The delegate, again, think creatively about how you can delegate as many of these tasks to someone else as you possibly can. Even if you don't currently have a team, let's think about bringing someone in to help you on a very short time basis or on a very specific project basis. One of the things that I tell my Solo to CEO students in my Solo to CEO course is how to build a team, where you want to start building a team, how to start very, very small. So you might want to bring someone in 5 hours a week or 5 hours a month. At $30 an hour, that's nothing. But you can bring them in and start delegating, and you will start to free up some of that horrific to-do list that's drowning you right now. So the first one is doing. The second one is delegating. The third one, and you want to be really brutal about this, is deleting. So one of the things that I think that we tend to do once we're doing that brain dump, and it's good to do that brain dump, that's where I would encourage you to start. How many of those things have to get done? I'll bet you can cross off a third to a half of what's on that list, because they fall under the category of nice to have, but not critical. Is it critical that you hang new drapes? Is it critical that you update your filing system? Is it critical? I don't know, fill in the blank. But so many things that jump into our brains as things that we've got to get done in our business. When you look at them in the list of all those things that are on your plate, think about, are they revenue producing? Are they going to get you further in your business? Are they really carrying you forward, or are they dead weight that are just dragging you down? If you can delete them, please do that, and delete it from your brain too. So you're not worrying about this anymore. You're trying to lighten up your to-do list. You're trying to get stuff off that to-do list. So the third D is delete. This is the hardest for people to do because they feel like if they wrote it down, it must be important. But I want you to take the time to rethink about how important that is. See if you can delete a number of things on that list. The last of the 4 Ds is delay. My dad was great about this. He would say, if I was stressing as a kid, and whether I was in elementary school or high school about something that had to get done, he would say, does it have to get done now? Does it have to get done today? Could you postpone that to tomorrow without suffering a repercussion or a cost? You know, and I think he did a good job in presenting to me what was critical versus what I was creating stress around and anxiety around. I think I was real good at creating anxiety for myself. So this was, being a good parent, he was seeing that and trying to help me alleviate the anxiety. So the question to ask yourself is, if this is on your to-do list now, could this be postponed for a week, a month, a quarter? Does it have to be done now? A lot of the women I work with in my coaching practice are super creative types. And super creative types have an idea a minute. I mean, they just have thousands of things that they'd love to do in their business. And one of the ways that we work together is me saying to them, let's put that on your list of tasks, projects, initiatives to be done, but let's schedule it in a future quarter. So you're not focusing your attention now on what could be done at a later time. So think about whether or not that thing on your to-do list couldn't be delayed. So by the time you get done with this, and if you're really being brutal with this and good, you should have a to-do list that is much, much smaller and doable. And so one of the things that, again, I mentioned earlier is I think it's really important to have some kind of self-management tool. As I say, I use Asana, and that's a way to post projects, detail the tasks that have to be done within those projects, and then assign a deadline to them. So you're managing your time, you're making sure things get done on a timely basis, making sure they all get done. So if you don't have something like that in your business, I'd like to suggest that you do that. Either use Asana or Trello or Basecamp or something, even an Excel spreadsheet if that's nothing else. But do something so that you're managing your time in your big projects. So just to recap, the 4 Ds of managing your to-do list are do, and you know, we can spend a whole lot of time dithering about trying to get something done and not actually getting it done. So spend a 2-hour block getting those emails answered, getting those phone calls returned, doing those important do's that on your list, just get rid of them. The other ones that can't get done that quickly, but they're yours to do, put them in your management tool of some kind. So that's the top D is do, delegate. Is that the second one? Yeah, delegate. Think creatively about who you could delegate to and make that happen. The third is delete. This is a hard one because, again, if you thought of it, if it was keeping you up at night, you know, shouldn't it be on there? Think creatively again. Think hard about whether or not you could delete that item from your list, and think. I encourage you to delete things from the list. And the last one is delay, and this is another one that can be a very calming thing. Very few things are going to set your hair on fire right now, right? There are very few fire alarms that have to be dealt with immediately. So structure those items on your to-do list that have more time, right? They probably do have to be addressed, but not right now. So give yourself some grace and some time of putting them into another week, another month, another quarter to free yourself up to really deal with those top priority items. So those are the 4 Ds. They've helped me a million times. The best way to start was with a really thorough brain dump, as I said, so that you're getting stuff out of your head and onto paper. Utilize the 4 Ds. If you would like more information on the 4 Ds, I've got a PDF to share with you. There's a link in the notes here, And you can just download that PDF and learn more about how to use the 4Ds to really streamline your life and make you more productive, because that's exactly what you want to see happening, is making yourself more productive. So those are my 4Ds. I hope they're helpful to you. I will tell you that I do this. I mean, I do it at least once a month. I do that brain dump once a month so that I know that I'm cleaning out my brain. Hey, Pam, nice to see you. I'm cleaning out my brain once a month, because if I find that I'm up at night, I'm not doing my best. I mean, I'm not being kind to myself, nor am I being a productive entrepreneur. So I really try to make sure that my brain is uncluttered with trivia that can be managed on a to-do list. So try that brain dump. Again, I want to encourage you to download the PDF that I've got there on how to learn more about the 4Ds. I hope this helped you. I'm going to be coming back, I don't know if it's every Friday, but I'm going to be coming back on Fridays with more resources and ideas to help you be a better entrepreneur, grow your business, and go from solopreneur to entrepreneur if you're a solopreneur right now. One other thing I want to mention before I say goodbye is that I have a webinar coming up on May 8th on how to go from solopreneur, or how to deal with the top 6 issues that are keeping you stuck as a solopreneur. So it's a great webinar. I've given it 2 or 3 times before. It gets fantastic feedback. I'll post a link in my Facebook page somewhere soon so that you can join the webinar. The last thing I want to tell you about is that I've just started a private Facebook group. No, it's open. It's an open Facebook group, but it's called Solopreneur to Entrepreneur. If you just Google that in the search box, Solopreneur to Entrepreneur, this is a community of women that I'm building who are there to collaborate with each other, to share resources, to go through the journey of becoming a true entrepreneur as opposed to a solopreneur, becoming the CEO of their business. This is where we want to bring our ideas together. I'll share resources. I'll do more Facebook ads there. I'd love to have you come join me. So again, that's Solopreneur to Entrepreneur. So that's it for me. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you in future Fridays. And have a good weekend, everybody. Glad you were here. Bye-bye.